This is the Bruckell Bastion, BeamNG.drive's best and today only depiction of a modern American muscle car. Clearly based on the real-world Dodge Charger, for mission or career players, it can fill multiple roles, from a gas-guzzling taxi cab to a law enforcement pursuit vehicle. But how does it perform where it matters most? Hello everybody, welcome to Alder Drag Strip, where today I'll be hitting the track with several different versions of BeamNG's Bruckell Bastion, from the various sport models all the way up to some of the quickest and fastest modded cars I've built for this channel yet. And for those, I'll be sharing the entire build and setup information so you can try them for yourself. If you enjoy this, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If this is the sort of thing you're into, subscribe to the channel for more. If you try this for yourself, let me know in the comments how it goes. We're going to skip the bottom of the barrel today and get a little sporty right off the top. This is the Bastion Sport 5.7. As the name might imply, it's fitted with a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter V8 that makes 369 brake horsepower with gears shifted to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It claims 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds with a top speed of 142 miles per hour. For a few dollars more, this is the Bastion Sport 6.5. Also naturally aspirated, its slightly larger 6.5 liter V8 makes 481 brake horsepower, and it uses the same 8-speed automatic transmission as the 5.7. The 6.5 claims 0 to 60 miles per hour in a quicker 4.7 seconds, but the same top speed as the 5.7 at 142 miles per hour. As we've seen in other videos here, those numbers can sometimes be a little optimistic when put to the test. So, for our first runs of the day, let's find out how the Bastion Sport models actually perform here at Alder Drag Strip. As one would expect, it's a 6.5 that's the quicker of the two cars here, running at 12.099 at 114 miles per hour in the quarter mile, to the 5.7 liters, 12.670 at 109. Taking the 6.5 as a base, and making it pretty with a fancy wide body kit and some under the hood performance enhancements, this is the Battlehawk. The Battlehawk is fitted with a 6.5 liter V8 with a stage 2 supercharger that brings power up to 707 brake horsepower. Gears are still shifted to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It claims 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds with a top speed of 205 miles per hour. If you think the Battlehawk looks great but could use just a little more power, you're in luck. This is the Battlehawk Redtail, featuring much of the same body styling. The Redtail 6.5 liter V8 is equipped with a stage 3 supercharger that brings power up to 808 brake horsepower that's wired in electronically to something called Savage Mode, which will allow you to unleash as much of that power as you can handle. Likely because of its tighter roasting horsepower, the Redtail actually claims a slower 0 to 60 miles per hour than the standard Battlehawk at just 4.5 seconds, but makes up for that with a higher top speed of 206 miles per hour. How all that translates into quarter mile performance, we'll find out right now. Because it's there, I'll be running the Redtail in full Savage mode here today, while the Battlehawk is limited to Sport mode for this sort of thing. Redtail the quicker of the two, running at 10.392 at over 136 miles per hour. The Battlehawk not too far behind, running at 10.682 at 130 miles per hour. While all that was cool and shit, it's time to get into something built a little more specifically for what we're doing here today, and this is what the game devs have given us to do that. This is BeamNG's default Bastion drag. If that's not obvious to you from just looking at it, you'd be forgiven. The BeamNG devs really seem to take a Mad Match approach to the default drag cars that they've given us in this game. Weird tire choices, wheelie bars mounted to weird locations, weird paint jobs, and whatever the hell this thing is. So, it's no surprise that they've taken even a badass modern muscle car like the Bastion and made the drag racing version weird. Reverting to a much more stock body kit is fine. Embracing the popularity of drag radial tires, that's fine too. But making the default Bastion drag car a semi-donk, I just don't get it. Thankfully, the ridiculous stops there. Under the hood, the drag Bastion is fitted with a twin-turbo 6.5 litre V8 on nitrous that makes 1593 brake horsepower with gears shifted to a 4-speed automatic drag transmission, and launches are helped with the use of a trans brake. It claims a 0 to 60 miles per hour of 3.9 seconds with a top speed of 249 miles per hour. Bringing it up as you would find it straight off the menu, here we go with the default drag Bastion. Semi-donk runs at 8.405 at 167 miles per hour. Obviously, we all know the Bastion has much more in it than that, even without resorting to the use of game mods. And here it is. It's been on the channel many times before, and like all the cars really, has been a constant work in progress. This is the quickest and fastest version of a full-bodied, unmodded Bruckell Bastion that I've been able to build so far. Running the same 6.5 litre V8 with stage 3 twin turbochargers and nitrous as a semi-donk and the same 4-speed automatic drag transmission, this version makes over 500 brake horsepower more, bringing power output to 2117 brake horsepower, while on the scales it's 400 pounds lighter than the semi-donk, weighing in at a still hefty 4174 pounds. Last time out, just a few weeks ago actually, the Bruckell Bastion ran a 7.303 at 190 miles per hour to become the 7th quickest of all the unmodded drag cars on this channel to date. I thought at the time that this car should do better than that. Bastion improves and puts up a 7.246 at 189.59 miles per hour. That pass will move it up to number 4 on the channel record boards for the quickest unmodded drag cars in BeamNG. Okay, time to bring out the mods. All of the cars from here on use parts or features coming from one of 3 mods or combinations of each. All 3 are available from the in-game repository. Those are Mio's drag parts, Mio's 500 cubic inch funny car engines, and the Turbo Everything twin charge mods. Coming as part of Mio's drag parts mods, this is the Mio's Bruckell Bastion. As you can clearly see, this mod makes available some pretty cool new parts, including a new series of drag rims, spoilers, wheelie bars, and non-functioning decorative parachute options. I really wish those worked. Fitted with a Stage 3 twin turbo 6.5 liter on nitrous, the Pro Drag makes the same 1593 brake horsepower as the semi-donk, but comes in 166 pounds lighter at 4,409 pounds. It claims a 0 to 60 miles per hour of 2.6 seconds and a top speed of 249 miles per hour. While the performance numbers aren't as particularly impressive as you would like, I will give it to them. At least it's starting to look like a drag car. Let's see how it goes when the big fat rubber hits the road. Mio's Pro Drag Bastion runs a 7.953 at 173.63 miles per hour. That's an improvement over the semi-donk, and likely a good starting place if you're just jumping into this, because it goes straight down the track pretty well. But it's not really as fast as it looks like it should be, in my opinion. Here's a car that just might actually be faster than it looks. That's because beneath the hood, as part of this unassuming naturally aspirated 6.5 liter, is an indestructible block from the Turbo Everything mod that's fed a crapload of nitrous through Mio's Extreme Adjustable Nitrous Kit from invisible adjustable sized bottles. That brings power up to 3,467 brake horsepower with a planet rotating 9,630 pounds of torque, still making use of a stock 4-speed drag transmission and launched off the trans brake without the benefit of individually adjustable nitrous stages to work with. It's a custom variable torque converter that becomes an important part of getting this car off the line and through the gears going down track. With it set properly, you want to be able to have the car launch at a manageable RPM while allowing the nitrous to activate pretty much the instant you leave. I think I've done a pretty decent job of that here. This is a brand new build for me, and it's been a while since I featured any of the nitrous outlaws on this channel, with the current class record being held by the Bruckell Moonhawk at 5.671 at 263.10 miles per hour. As I rework my way through the various car makes in this game, look for this list to expand. And that begins right here with the Nitrous Bastion. Becomes the first nitrous car in a 5.5s, running a 5.598 at 268.15 miles per hour. Not bad at all. have run on the channel before, this is the ProCharge Outlaw Bastion. Running the same sport intake 6.5 liter V8 as the nitrous version, this one sports a completely invisible high-end custom tunable centrifugal supercharger from the Turbo and Twin Charge Everything mod that even at a modest 14 pounds of boost makes 5,553 brake horsepower with 4,280 foot-pounds of torque. That massive amount of horsepower makes it really difficult for the 4-speed automatic drag transmission to get through the gears. Where the nitrous car required very specific converter settings to get off the line properly, the trick to getting this ProCharge car to work is in the supercharger itself, specifically its disengagement range and RPM. With a 6.5 liter engine limited to 7,500 RPM, the supercharger is set up to lose boost at 6,900, both quickly and long enough to allow the transmission a chance to find the next gear, followed by near instant re-engagement. With some messing around and fine tuning, I think I have a pretty good working car here now. Of course, you can decide that for yourself. Like the nitrous cars, it's been some time since I've last run these things on the channel. The current class record, like the nitrous class, belongs to a Bruckell Moonhawk at 5.574, 271.99 miles per hour. Like the nitrous category, that record doesn't stand much of a chance here today. ProCharge Bastion, laying down a 5.498 at 281 miles per hour, becoming just the second Beam Outlaw car in the channel to dip into the 5.4s. Nice pass. Next car out is one that we've seen just a couple weeks ago. Here is a supercharged Outlaw Bastion, featuring a very detailed 500 cubic inch supercharged engine from Mio's. This version produces 4,849 brake horsepower at 3,204 foot-pounds of torque. Gears are handled to a 4-speed automatic drag transmission, and in between the two, the secret really to getting the power to the tires is a custom variable torque converter. Much of the performance improvements we've seen in the other Outlaw Bastions here today is thanks to the knowledge gained by working on this version primarily over the past year or so. With the supercharged versions being the only Outlaw cars with visible engine parts, and the fact that they look and sound so cool, these are the cars that have seen the most use on the channel. Possibly because of that, the outright quickest pass for the channel for a full-body door slammer to date belongs to a supercharged ETK I-Series at 5.471, 277 miles per hour, with the Bruckell Bastion currently sitting number 2 with a 5.535, 277 mile per hour pass made just a couple weeks ago. Since then, I've been able to refine that setup somewhat to where a new record is by no means out of the question here today. Supercharged Bastion running a 5.498, 282 mile per hour pass, improving on its run from last episode and matching the ProCharged version here today. That was a great pass and just a little shy of being the best. Okay, last car here today, and another that's been sitting unused for a while. This version of the Bastion features a sport intake 6.5 liter V8 with invisible 90mm twin turbos from the Turbo Everything mod that helps this engine produce 3,871 brake horsepower at a manageable 3,311 foot-pounds of torque. Boost varies by gear thanks to an adjustable controller, and gears are shifted through the same 4-speed automatic drag transmission as all the drag cars here today. Helping manage that and get the power to the rear wheels is a custom variable torque converter. Up until the supercharged equipped ETKI series laid down a 5.471 at 277 miles per hour a few weeks ago, it was a twin turbocharged combination that held bragging rights of quickest door slammer here on the channel, with a Gavril Blue Buck setting the record at 5.559, 277 miles per hour. Again, like all the custom built cars here today, look for this pass to better that mark. Twin Turbo Bastion lays down the quickest pass of any door slammer with any engine combination ever here on the channel yet, running at 5.469 at 283.63 miles per hour. Wow, I'm very much looking forward to getting back into some of these other cars to try to better that mark going forward. But for now, in all but a couple of categories, it's the Bruckell Bastion that's grabbed the crown of the new king of the strip. Well, that'll do it here today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, keep it in your own damn lane.